Happy Hanukkah, everyone. Happy Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. Welcome. It is so good to see all of your smiling faces again here in person for what is the 5th annual Chelsea Community Menorah Lighting. And I say 5th annual because last year, although we weren't standing here in person, we did light the menorah and we did stream it live on Zoom, which just makes it all the more joyous to be back here together in person. Joyous and hopeful for the future, that if, please God, we can all stay safe, we can continue to do this for many years to come. We're joined here tonight by the city manager, Mr. Tom Ambrosino, representatives from the Walnut Street Synagogue and Temple Emmanuel, as well as myself and bunch of members of Tobin Bridge Chabad, which represents a spectrum of the Jewish community here in Chelsea, as well as several Chelsea City Council members. I appreciate all of you being here and coming out. The weather isn't that bad, but we'll still keep the comments fairly brief tonight. I also want to mention that this event is in collaboration with the Jewish Arts Collaborative, and we have a beautiful art display at the other side of the plaza, which I encourage you to go and check out after the menorah lighting. The exhibit is called Brighter Revealed, and I believe we have the artist with us here tonight. Here she is. Hello. The artist and the builder. Wow. Thank you so much for bringing your creation, your bright art, to our community, to brighten our community and brighten our holiday season. I'll speak briefly about what we're doing here tonight. What exactly are we celebrating? And of course, we're celebrating Hanukkah, which is a Jewish holiday, a Jewish celebration of very universal values. And I'll explain a little bit of the history that brought about the miracle of Hanukkah and what that means to us today. So 3,334 years ago, the Jewish people living in the land of Israel were under the rule of the Syrian Greeks and a king called King Antiochus, who implemented decrees specifically outlawing many aspects of Jewish tradition, Jewish ritual, and Jewish belief in order to essentially destroy the Jewish faith. He denied the Jewish people living in their own land the right to practice their religion freely, and enacted all kinds of decrees to persecute the Jews who persevered in practicing their faith. That went on for a number of years until a small group of warriors called the Maccabees, led by Judah the Maccabee, rose up against the Syrian Greek oppressors and drove them from the land in a miraculous series of military victories against all odds. Okay, the Assyrian Greek army was much more numerous, much better equipped, but this small band of warriors, what they had was faith and belief in the rightness, the justness of their cause, and they succeeded in driving the Greeks from the land, which is what we call the miracle of the battle. There was a military victory. And then when the Jewish people reclaimed the temple grounds, they wanted to kindle the menorah, the candelabra that stood in the temple courtyard. But the Greeks had purposefully destroyed all of the special oil, the olive oil that was used to kindle the menorah. All they could find was a single flask of oil, enough to last for one day. Now it would take 8 days until they could produce new oil to light the menorah, but they went ahead and lit the menorah, and the oil lasted for 8 nights. That's why we light the menorah and we celebrate Hanukkah for 8 nights to commemorate the miracle of the oil. Now I have a simple question for you. If the miracle was that the oil lasted for 8 days, why do we celebrate Hanukkah for 8 days? Why do we celebrate a miracle of 8 days? They had enough oil to last for one day. So the first day wasn't a miracle at all. What are we celebrating tonight? Tonight, the first night of Hanukkah, that they lit the menorah, they lit it using physical oil. No miracle had happened yet. Why are we standing here celebrating? Why do we celebrate the first night? And the answer is, if you can close your eyes and put yourself in the shoes of those Maccabees who come into the temple courtyard and find it destroyed, and find that they only have enough oil to last for one night, what is your reaction? Most of us would say, why bother? Why bother lighting the menorah? It's not going to last, long enough. We're not going to be able to keep doing this commandment. We're not going to be able to keep doing this mitzvah. The light that we're going to bring into the world is going to be extinguished tomorrow, so why even bother? Why even try? The miracle of the first night of Hanukkah is the faith that the Maccabees had to go ahead and light the menorah. They didn't know what the next day would bring. They weren't assured that a miracle would happen, but they had faith and they had belief that we as human beings, we do our part to bring light. We do our part to bring goodness into the world. And we have faith that ultimately light and goodness and kindness will prevail. And that's the message of the first night of Hanukkah. We look around us at the world, at the state of current events, and sometimes it looks dark. And sometimes we can give up hope. We could say, why even bother trying to change the world when my impact is going to be so limited? Why even try? And the message of Hanukkah is, what we all need to do is make that first effort. Light that first candle. Do what you can in the ways of goodness and kindness. Spreading light and joy in your surroundings. It's not up to you to finish the job. It's just up to you to start. And when we start, when we have that faith, that is when miracles happen. Mr. Ambrosino, you've been with us for all of the past 4 years, 5th annual. We brought this tradition to the community together with you. And it is so very special to have the city manager, Mr. Tom Ambrosino, together here with us, and he's going to share a few words. So please put your hands together for our city manager.
Well, thank you. I'm not sure I could top that wonderful message, Rabbi. I think that really hit the mark. I'm just thrilled to be with you to celebrate this feast in the Jewish calendar. I do think it's important for municipalities, for Chelsea and any municipality, to join together in these important cultural celebrations. I think that helps to bind and bring together members of the community. It creates cohesion in a community, and it's particularly important in times of difficulty, times of darkness. I think we all saw that during COVID, when this community rallied together to help the most vulnerable in an incredible way. And the Jewish community was such an important part of that effort here in Chelsea. I mean, the Jewish community's had a long and distinguished history here in Chelsea, but it continues. And I can tell you that the temples in this community were an enormous, important part of our response to COVID. And for that, the city is incredibly grateful. And I think it just demonstrates these events, this community, that Chelsea really is a welcoming place, a place of light, and a place where all peoples of whatever race, whatever nationality, whatever religious background do come together and help each other. And so I'm just glad that this Jewish community is an important part of that mix here in Chelsea, and I expect will continue to be so long into the future. So I just would say thanks for inviting me, Rabbi, and happy Hanukkah to all.
Thank you very much. We also have with us representatives of both the Walnut Street Synagogue of Chelsea and Temple Emmanuel of Chelsea, starting with Mr. Ed Medros from the Walnut Street Synagogue. You want to come and share some greetings?
Thank you, Rabbi. Happy Hanukkah to everybody who came out tonight. Thank you, Tom, Leo, Mimi, for helping put this together. I don't think I could say it any different than what these two gentlemen have. And so I will be brief. I guess I used to say unaccustomed to public speaking. I wish you all a happy and a healthy Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year, or whatever you celebrate. Thank you.
And representing Temple Emmanuel, Ms. Carol Brown and Esther Berkowitz.
So in the tradition of Judaism, another way of saying Happy Hanukkah would be Chag Sameach, which is Happy Holiday. So whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's, Chag Sameach. We're at Temple Emmanuel. We've been a synagogue here in Chelsea for many, many years, probably since 1930. And we have historically collected pictures of the members of Temple Emmanuel, and it's incredible to see how we represented the citizens of Chelsea. And I think we became very important to everybody here in Chelsea. We have an exhibit in our temple that we're in the midst of setting up, and we welcome anyone who would like to come to our temple to see all these pictures of many years ago. A lot of families who used to live in Chelsea, and even those who've left Chelsea, have come back to Temple Emmanuel because there's such a strong identity for people who grew up here. And we're a wonderful temple. So we have Friday night services, we're having a Hanukkah party next Sunday, and come join us.
I just want to say I'm just really grateful for this sense of community that's here tonight. And I wanted to wish everybody happy holidays, however you celebrate. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The center candle on the menorah is called the shamash, which literally means the servant, because it serves as the central candle that we use to kindle all the other lights of the menorah. That would obviously be a menorah that is kindled with candles or oil, where you would first light the shamash and then literally carry the center flame over to light the first flame. And to light the shamash, we would like to honor our public servants, those who are in public service to our city. So I'd like to invite back City Manager Mr. Tom Ambrosino, Councilor at Large Leo Robinson, and any other City Council members who are here present tonight. Mimi, please come on up.
Councilor Zabit.
What?
Zabit.
Councilor Zabit as well. Come together up here. Our entire community owes you a debt of gratitude for your leadership and guidance throughout the past year and a half, and hopefully for many years to come. You can move in here. Come on up. And one of you should reach up so you're in the center bulb on behalf of all of you. Turn. There we go. Okay, and now I'll sing the blessing on the menorah. 3 blessings tonight, including Shehechianu. You're welcome to stand up here. Oh, the Shamash went out. There we are. So if you know the blessings, sing along. If you don't know the blessings, hum along. The tune is fairly classic and repetitive. Join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoseinu bayamim hahem בזמן הזה. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. אמן. Mahosor Yeshuasi Lechana Elishabeach Tikon Beis Tefilasi Visham Toda Nizabeach Lies Tachin Matbeach Mitzor Hamnabeach Azegmor v'shir mizmor Chanukas hamizbeach. Azegmor v'shir mizmor Chanukas hamizbeach. Thank you all for joining us. Please stick around and enjoy some latkes, some Hanukkah cookies. Take home a free Hanukkah menorah if you don't have one at home, with a Hanukkah guide which will guide you through how to light the menorah on your own, recipes, stories, etc. For Hanukkah. Please make your way across the plaza to the Brighter Revealed exhibit from the Jewish Arts Collaborative. Meet the artist and the builder of this beautiful work of art. And now is the moment we've all been waiting for, or at least my boys have been waiting for. They want to wish you all a happy Hanukkah, so Chezi and Mendy, come on up and wish everyone a happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah! Happy Hanukkah! Happy Hanukkah!
Hi, I'm Tova Speeder.
And I'm Manny Hutter.
And we are two of the many people who are behind this art installation, Brighter Revealed. It was commissioned by the Jewish Arts Collaborative, and it encapsulates the essence of the Hanukkah spirit and the inner strength that is revealed on this holiday and always when we share our inner light, you know, the multitude of possibility that can come from that. And so I worked with over 300 participants along with my partner artist Emily Barga, and we engaged them in thinking about their source of inner strength, and they captured that in artistic imagery, and we captured their recorded audio, so you can walk around and see the artwork and hear their voices sharing their source of inner strength. And it was, you know, conceived by us, but then the actual building and construction came from this guy right here.
Yeah. So Tova reached out to me in the summer and asked me if I was interested in helping out, and I was super excited right away. And we designed the project, and I threw it in SketchUp, and then showed it to Tova, and we went on with the project.
And just to point out, Manny is a Newton North High School senior, and he is capable of such a magnificent work. It's super inspiring to me to collaborate with such a talented student and all of the people who really contributed to this project. And so this is its debut here in Chelsea, the first night of Hanukkah, first stop. It's very exciting that it's finally here and sharing its light. Happy Hanukkah, and it's going to continue to share its light throughout all of Hanukkah. It has almost 30 different stops and locations everywhere from Newton to Brookline to Salem and Marblehead and Sharon, just really blanketing the greater Boston area and spreading light all around.
This one here is mine. It's about nature. Nature is my inner strength. And this is my daughter. Make that one. Where's yours? Come here.
Can you point out yours? Yours is around here, Yara. It's around the corner. Gotta come over here. All right, let's see. Yours. What? Wait, is it purple? Here it is. Here it is. This one is yours.
Hey, Mom!
And what does this represent?
Mom!
Your family.
Aww.
And then I know. Elon, do you want to show him yours too? Which one's yours?
Which one?
This.
What does that represent?
Nature.
Look at him and say it.
Nature.
My ability as an eye doctor to help my patients see every single